At this time, let's meet the starters for this afternoon's game. First, for the visiting Big Red of Cornell University. At left wing, the junior from Richmond, British Columbia, number 26, Katie Chan. The center, a junior from Medina, Minnesota, number 21, Louis Delianides. At right wing, the senior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 12, Casey Daniel. On defense, the sophomore from Wynnewood, Pennsylvania, number 4, Grace Dwyer. On defense, the junior from Chanhassen, Minnesota, number 5, Rory Gilday. And in goal, the freshman from Detroit, Michigan, number 43, Annalise Bergman. Cornell's head coach is Doug Dara. He is assisted by associate head coach Edith Lacey and assistant coach Tim Crowley. And now, the starters for your RPI Engineers! Leading your engineers tonight is junior engineer, Macy B. Orga! At left wing, the freshman from Revere, Massachusetts, number 23, Isla G. Alfie. At center, the sophomore from St. Sauveur, Quebec, number 14, Sabrina Bokoa. At right wing, the freshman from Montreal, Quebec, number 91, Morgan Skoda. On defense, the graduate student from Deerfield, Illinois, number 11, MJ Alexander. On defense, the graduate student from Newtown, Pennsylvania, number 5, Taylor Zaherty. And in goal, the graduate student captain from Stony Creek, Ontario, number 31, Amanda Rapato. RPI's head coach is Brian Vines. He's assisted by Terry Conley, Ben Murphy, and Jamie Hazelton. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor and respect our country and the men and women who have served and continue to serve America, we ask that you rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem of Canada and the United States of America.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside the Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of RPI. It's time once more for Engineers Hockey here on ESPN+. This afternoon, it is the second half of the first weekend of conference play here at home for the Engineers women's hockey team as they take on the Big Red from Cornell. Alongside former RPI men's hockey head coach Dan Pridgeon, I'm Dan Ball. Thanks so much for joining us. And Coach, the Engineers did pretty much everything you could ask from them yesterday against Colgate, except picked up the win. Another very tough test here this afternoon.
No question. Cornell comes in here 5-0. They haven't lost yet. And looking at RPI yesterday, it was just a power play goal. It was the difference in the game. And I'm sure that they're looking to redeem themselves today against Cornell.
The only blemish on the schedule of the Big Red this season, a tie coming against Mercyhurst last weekend, but they picked up their first win in conference play yesterday evening down the road in Schenectady when they beat Union College. We're ready to go here for the opening face-off at the Houston Fieldhouse. The fans piling in here on family and homecoming weekends. Coming over from the football game this weekend, the campus is absolutely packed here in Troy this weekend. It's a great weekend to be a member of the RPI family as RPI begins with their third line today of Sabrina Bodwin centering Ayla Chiaffi and Morgan Skoda, with NJ Alexander and Taylor Zaherney on defense and Amanda Rampato in the cage to our right as the Engineers skate from right to left across your screen. Meanwhile, the visiting Big Red from Cornell start their top line of Lily Delianides as Rampato will make the save with Katie Chan and Izzy Daniel. Defenders Grace Dwyer and Rory Gilday and Annalise Bergman, the freshman goaltender out of Detroit, Michigan, on the other side of Rampato here today.
Interesting move by Coach Doug Dara to start his freshman coming in here to play RPI.
Face-off controlled by the Big Red. Shot is blocked in front of Rampato's cage and pulled free by Taryn Rathwell. Rathwell knocks it along for Wagner, who sends it off the far side boards. This one will go down and be icing. Appeared as though Wagner was expecting Maddie Papineau to be there. She was not. So we'll have a whistle and a face-off. Doug Dara in year number 19, season number 18. At the head of this program, has led Cornell to 4 conference titles in ECAC hockey, as well as 4 appearances in the national tournament and a runner-up finish back in 2010 as Ellie Kaiser in on the forecheck. Kaiser knocks it along for Papineau up the near side wall, but it's taken away. And brought the other way by McKenna Van Gelder. Snapshot from the far side gets blocked into the near corner. That's where Taylor Larson will find possession. 5-0-1 so far this season for the Big Red. 3 points in the early going of ECAC hockey play sees them in a tie for 6th. The Engineers this year now 6-2-3. 2-1 in conference play, 4 points, which finds them in 5th after their 2 overtime victories last weekend on the road. Face-off controlled by Mara Wagner as it's swept along by Larson. Kaiser bumps it back for Wagner, who will knock it back out to center, and the Engineers will begin a line change. Mara Wagner entered this weekend, the captain of the Engineers that is, with 159 face-off wins. That was leading the nation by 34 face-off victories entering play. Currently with a face-off win percentage of over 72% in the early going. Knifing through there is Gabby Rude, backhand pass in front, nobody home. Sent to the line near side for Rory Gilday, but she lost control. The puck will roll its way back out to the neutral zone, so Dwyer will protect. Sent cross corner right in front of the Big Red bench. And on the forecheck, there is Izzy Daniel. Daniel centering pass for Delianides. The pass towards Chan got deflected by Jones on the way through. Nice play by the speedy Chan to get some room. Pass in front, stolen away by Nia Phillip, but picked off by Chan. Delianides slow of the goal, centers a pass in front, handled by Rampato. Phillip fighting for possession. It's taken away from her. Chan snaps it on goal. Rampato makes the save and will hang on. We're just over 2.5 minutes into this one with no score.
Again, RPI having a tough time on the breakout. A couple of turnovers there to lead to shots on goal. And Rapato's there to bail them out.
Fantastic crowd on hand here at the Houston Fieldhouse on family weekends. Fans on both sides of the stands. A bunch in front of us, which the camera can't necessarily catch, but Stolen away by Nia Phillip. Here come the Engineers through the neutral zone, 3-on-2, but it's poke checked away, and then a collision as Beatrice Perron-Waugh was upended. Chan knocks a player down. It was Alexander. The other way comes Perron-Waugh. That one's stolen away. Picked off by Asia Taylor-Walters, who will gain the center line. Tried to set it around the oncoming defender. That was Ashley Messier. She got stopped in her tracks. It's sent off the near side wall and all the way down. This one will go for icing. This time, it's against the Engineers, so the face-off will go down in front of Annalise Bergman, who in 4 games this year as a freshman, 3-0-1. A 1.72 goals against average and 9.17 save percentage, battling against Amanda Rimpato, the graduate student, who picked up the loss in net, her first of the season yesterday. Comes in with a record of 5-1-3, a 1.95 goals against average, 9.31 save percentage so far. Larson in her own end. Chiaffi keeps it moving. Here is Sabrina Bodwin. Bodwin knocks it into the corner. She and Morgan Skoda give chase. Skoda a goal and an assist in yesterday's game for this RPI squad. Near side, Chiaffi will flip it into the corner. Sarah McCackern back in her own end, feeling the pressure of a couple of Engineers, led by Skoda, who knocks it free. Skoda finds possession of the puck. Chiaffi quickly back to the line for Turnkova. Jones for Turnkova, center point, wheeling and shooting one. That got blocked. Nice block laid there by Izzy Daniel. Wagner to the point. Turnkova shoots, and a save made by Bergman. Rebound picked up by Wagner in the near corner as the Engineers are in the midst of a line change. Pulled free by Dilianides. Daniel pokes it back out to the neutral zone. On her backhand, that is Daniel knocking it free, and Lily Dilianides will send it in deep. We're going to hear a lot of Izzy Daniel's name. She is the senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So far this year, 15 points in 6 games as Wagner takes it the other way. She is nearly 2 times as many points in the early going as the next closest member of this Big Red team, and has multiple points in all 6 games she has played. As a snapshot from the near side, nicks off of the blocker of Rampato and goes wide. Picked up by Jochums in the near corner. Sent cross corner, but it caught Caitlin Jochums looking over the wrong shoulder. Van Gelder absorbs the hit. Jochums in the near corner again. Pulled free by Isabel Hardy, who with speed will gain the line. Looked to center a pass in front as Ellie Kaiser was coming back the other way, but that pass got deflected. So the Big Red will break out and send a puck off the far side wall and all the way down. This will be icing against Cornell just over 5 minutes into the opening period here in Troy. No score, RPI and Cornell.
Good defensive play there by the defender of Cornell. Otherwise, if that puck gets to Ellie Kaiser, she's wide open coming down the slot.
Face off to the left of Bergman, won by Hardy. That shot gets blocked. Stepping in is Larson. Couldn't get a lot on that. McCutcheon tried to poke it free, but it's pulled out of harm's way by Grace Dyer to the line, but kept in by Rathwell. Far side corner, it is Rory Gilday. Gilday, the junior out of Chanhassen, Minnesota. A lot of national team experience for Rory Gilday. She picked up a silver medal with Team USA last year in the rivalry series, as well as a gold with Team USA in the World Championships, the IAHF World Championships, that is. Taylor Walters drops for Turnkova. Puck was just out of her reach. Near side wall, here is Phillip. Back to the line for Turnkova, who was caught going the wrong way. She'll head back to the neutral zone to regroup. A heavy pass on and off the tape of Asia Taylor-Walters, allowing a breakout and break in as it's scooped up by Claudia Yu. Taylor-Walters leaves for Turnkova, who will skate it through the neutral zone and into the offensive end. Knocked away from her. Georgia Bailey pulled it free. The turnover, however, and Izzy Daniel had it but lost it. Sent back into her own corner, and that's where the Big Red will regroup. Centering feed going across the offensive end was looking for Messier, who was jumping up in the play. I'm sure everybody hearing that name is wondering, and the answer is yes, as Ashley Messier is second cousins with the NHL legend Mark Messier, at least according to Elite Prospects. So if that's wrong, blame them. The other way comes Chiaffi, tried to poke it to the middle for Skoda. Stolen away from her as Izzy Daniel forces it along. In with speed comes Perron Waugh, hitting the brakes, looking for the trailer, scooped up with one hand and a shot. That one missed just wide from Caroline Chan. She picks it up in the near side corner. One-timer from the point. Save Rampado. Rebound scooped up by Alexander. Cleared to the line and out as far as center. Chiaffi will send it back behind Bergman's net as the play was offside. Skoda got upended. The other way comes Cornell as a collision between two number 10s, Perron Waugh and Kaiser. Papineau pulls it off the near side wall. She scored what at the time was the 2-2 game-tying goal yesterday evening. A game that ultimately resulted in a 4-3 defeat for this Engineers squad at the hands of the Colgate Raiders, as Rampado will hang on to that one and take a face-off with 11:47 to go. Shots on goal in the early going right now, 6-1 in favor of Cornell.
There's another save by Rampado. You know, those Chan sisters remind me of the Janke sisters of RPI. Just with the way they skate.
Absolutely agree. Meanwhile, here comes Maddie Papineau leading the rush the other way. Papineau shoots, deflected wide. Picked up off the end wall, but stolen away by Wagner. Wagner has it knocked off of her stick. To the line, Papineau pokes it to keep it moving along, but the puck will roll its way back out to center. A couple of poke checks and then a collision, and Turnkova initiated it. She is going to go to the box. The call will be a body check, and just under 10 minutes into the opening period, we'll see the first power play on either side as the Big Red will go to the player advantage.
There's no question about that being a body check. As a matter of fact, Cornell players just looking at the puck, trying to balance it on her stick, and Turnkova had nothing to do with watching the puck. He was looking at the body the whole way.
Fridge, you've coached a lot of men's hockey players. That's pretty good form on a body check there.
That was excellent form. And you know what? It tells me how solid Turnkova is on her feet.
You know, we've seen a lot of examples of that. We'll get to that in a moment as Cornell on their power play as Dwyer steps in. Pass to the far side, Dilianides deflected away on its way to Izzy Daniel, and that one will wobble its way back out to center. We've seen a lot of examples of that. The way that Turnkova moves laterally, the ability to move her skate blades to move her way across that blue line, pull pucks off the wall. She's gotten assists on taking those kinds of shots, pulling the puck off the wall and moving that way. It's been impressive to see, especially for a first-year player.
No question. She's got real good hands. She's got real good vision, and she skates exceptionally well. Great offensive traits for a defenseman.
Should be a lot of fun to watch as Andrea Turnkova. She still sits for 2 minutes for body checking. That penalty is about halfway done. Cornell on their power play, 8 for 26, fourth best in the nation at just over 30% success rate. Stepping in and shooting one, blocked by Rathwell. Carol Prefontaine tried to wire that one through. Near side, Messier. Back to the line for Gilday. Prefontaine has it roll off of her stick, and it's cleared on the backhand by Asia Taylor-Walters with now 35 seconds remaining on the penalty.
RPI doing an excellent job in zone on that box penalty kill where they're rotating around, getting in the shooting lane with their legs and putting the sticks in the passing lanes.
RPI on their kill, 28 of 34 as Papineau is able to clear the zone. Bergman will come out and keep the puck moving. Good active play by the first-year netminder. A very cool story attached to Annalise Bergman that we will get to at some point during the broadcast, making a bit of history before even stepping foot on campus at Cornell University. The other way come the Big Red. That pass gets deflected. Sent to the corner, so the penalty is over. Turnkova out of the box. Engineers 1 for 1 on their kill so far. Bodwin knocks it along the far side boards. Hardy keeps it moving. Bodwin out to the neutral zone, tried to force it along for Chiaffi. Ayla Chiafmi, the freshman out of Revere, Massachusetts, who scored the first goal of the game for the Engineers yesterday. Knocked deep, and Zaherny will give chase. 8:45 to go, first period here in Troy, still no score. Skoda steps in, has it knocked away from her. The puck will wobble its way to the far side board. Skoda picks it up at the point, tries to shoot around a defender. That one got blocked. Backhand feed for Dilianidis. She picks it up, skating her way into the zone. The trailer is Izzy Daniel. Moving her way away from traffic. Dwyer steps in, shooting, missed the net just wide. That one missed the far side post, not by a ton. Sent cross ice and back into the Engineers' defensive end, where Zaherny will regroup. Turned over. Here is Dilianidis trying to find the loose puck, but on second attempt, Zaherny was able to make the play and knock the puck free. Papineau steals right in front of her own bench, was looking for Wagner. That one's turned over, brought the other way by Avi Adam. Adam near sidewall, sweeps it low, pass to the middle, got blocked as Gabby Rude tried to force it in front of Rampado's net. Pulled off the wall, shooting intentionally wide. That one got deflected. It hit Turnkova on the way through. Picked up by Adam, sent on goal, saved by Rampado, rebound scooped up by Papineau. The other way come the Engineers, pass a little too far ahead for Mara Wagner, who gets spilled down. Cornell will break back through the neutral zone, led by Rude, poke checked away by Jones. And Sophia Jones will find possession and pull it free. On a nice move, one-handed along for Maddie Papineau, who will follow the play as the rest of her line mates go for a change, with just over 7 minutes to go here in the first. Near side wall, it is Chan. Sent off the end boards. Protecting the puck there is Schiff, sent from the line, blocked off the stick of Michelle Nutescu, who checks into the lineup today, the only lineup change for Brian Vines, as Mika Janke, who dressed as the 13th forward, is scratched, and Nutescu comes in. Meanwhile, coming in is Dwyer, save Rampado, rebound still loose on the backhand. That one gets blocked free. Here is the defender, Dwyer. Sends cross point for Gilday. Near side, fighting around McCutcheon. Gilday, good skating to get herself free. That shot missed the net wide. Forced down low, sent on goal from Perron. Glove save made by Amanda Rampado, and that will send us to our TV timeout. With 6:18 to go here in period number one, no score between RPI and the number 9 team in the country, the Cornell Big Red. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
Hi fans, this is Mika. On behalf of RPI Hockey, thank you for your continued support.
.6:13 to go, opening period here in Troy. No score. RPI and Cornell on ESPN+. He's Dan Fridgen. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks so much for joining us as Asia Taylor-Walters forces it around the defense. This one will roll down and go for icing. It was a race for the puck between Piper Grober and Nia Phillip, the former of which won, so a face-off in front of Amanda Rampado's net. Shots on goal in this one right now, 9-1 in favor of the Big Red. Face-off controlled by Cornell as Dilianidis won the draw. Pass from the far side got blocked. Sent in front. Gilday is robbed as Rampado is there. The Engineers defense let the defender for the Big Red alone in front, but Amanda Rampado makes her biggest save so far.
Well, in actuality, that should be a forward picking up that defense. Usually it's the D that are on the forwards in the defensive zone, and the forwards are on the D. Gilday did a great job coming down the back door, and no forward picked her up. It's usually the left winger since she's a right D.
This one will roll its way down and go for icing. Amanda Rampado in her career has seen this Cornell team 5 times. Has not beaten them yet. Played well as she's averaged just over 3 goals against per game at 3.2 and over 31 saves in those 5 games. Last year, Chiaffi's pass gets blocked back into the defensive end. Last year, RPI lost 1-0 on the road the first time these two teams played. It was a hard-fought game for sure. At the time, Cornell was ranked as the number 10 team in the country. Then in the final weekend of regular season play, Cornell came here to the Houston Fieldhouse and won big by a final of 6-2. Ellie Kaiser and Mara Wagner both scoring in that one. Wagner in 4 games against Cornell as a member of the Engineers. 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points, as that one's flipped up and into the Engineers bench. So they'll reset the face-off with just over 5 minutes to go here in the first, and the face-off will come back into the Engineers offensive end, and Brian Vines will send out his top line. Wagner against Yu on the draw, Claudia Yu, that is. It's controlled by Kaiser. Centering pass was looking for Wagner. Now here's Papineau, sweeps it towards the net. That one got blocked and picked up by Regalado before it went in on Bergman. Taken away at the line by Papineau and sent back in deep. The Engineers will head back on the forecheck. Pass along the near side wall, rolling to the line, but kept in by Turnkova. She sends it wide of the net, but after a nice play to keep that puck in, maintains possession for her group. The other way comes Cornell on their breakout, led by Gabby Rude. It is Rude on her backhand, centers a pass in front, nobody home. Picked off by Kaiser. The other way comes RPI. Papineau at the line will send it in and over Bergman's net as RPI goes for a change with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first.
RPID are going to have to get a little more active on the forecheck.
Taken away, here's McCutcheon, centers a pass, and that one goes up and just high. Good transition chance for this second line. Isabel Hardy deflected it with the backhand. Zaherny will flip it towards the net. That one got knocked down on its way to the cage. Poked back to the line as this one will roll its way towards center. Knocked around Alexander, but a good play with Izzy Daniel right there by MJ Alexander to disrupt that puck. Battle in the near side corner as Alexander fighting with Daniel. Knocked along by Dilianides, the defender Taylor Zaherny, the first one there. Kristoff sends off the far side glass and all the way down. This one will go for icing, so a stoppage and a face-off with 3:23 to go here in period number 1.
Just finishing my thought there with the RPID. They need to close off on the Cornell wingers on the breakout. The wingers are getting above the forwards of RPI, and then there's too much space there, allowing them to break out easily.
I was wondering if we were going to have the second straight day where you would be in the middle of a good point and then the Engineers would so rudely score. That happened yesterday when Ayla Chiaffi put one by. But that was not the case, and it's a good point, and that was something that came up in yesterday's broadcast as well, so certainly a note to follow for this defensive unit. It's got to be a tough thing to assert for a group of defenders, especially when you have a couple of younger players, Rathwell and Turnkova especially being first-year players. Hey, we know that these players have speed, but it's up to you to be able to stop that speed and not backtrack as Cornell picks up possession. That one's knifed away. Georgia Bailey was able to knock it free. This one will roll its way past Bergman's net and go down and be icing once again with 2:27 to go in the first. So the officials will get all of the laundry sorted out for RPIs. They were in the midst of making a line change, but the faceoff will go back to their own defensive end.
Well, a huge key to that defense being aggressive on the forecheck, especially on the half wall or on Cornell's forwards. You need the forwards of RPI to be coming back real hard and strong.
Daniel leaves for Regalado, deflected in front by Dilianides. That one went just wide. Picked up by Messier, who will send it in deep. The puck squirts free. Rathwell low of the goal. Knocked to the near side corner. Stepping in is Asia Taylor-Walters to keep the puck moving.
There's a perfect example where Messier closes right down on Asia Taylor-Walters to try to prevent her from breaking out of the zone.
Messier, one of the 3 captains on this roster. She is a junior. Daniel looked to backhand a pass in front as Dilianides was knifing her way to the net. That one got blocked. Kept in at the line. Here is Grober shooting, knocked away by Rampado. A lot of physicality happening in front as Cornell trying to send some pressure in front of RPI's net. Cornell was in the midst of a change, but RPI's break-in was thwarted. Turnkova this way for Skoda, who deflects it along. Chiaffi tried to poke it around the oncoming defender, unsuccessful. Taken away from Skoda, the other way come the Big Red in a 3-on-2 with a defender joining. Far side, centering pass in front, deflected away by Turnkova, but deflected into Rampado instead. So she will make the save and hang on and get a whistle with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining here in the first period. Shots on goal right now, 11-1 in favor of the visitors.
Well, it forced Turnkova to do that. You see Jawkins is going to the net here behind her, and she had to intercept that pass and just went off her stick weird into the goaltender Rapondo.
Jocham's near side, pass gets deflected by Kaiser on second attempt, blocked as well as Van Gelder tried to pull the trigger. Knocked cross corner, kept moving by Carol Prefontaine, the freshman out of Gatineau, Quebec. She has possession on the near side wall, battling with Wagner. It squirts free for Jocham's. On her backhand, that one gets blocked by Larson. Larson sends versus Zaherney and back as Cornell is going for a line change. Long outlet feed, finds Maddie Papineau, who will head backwards to collect the loose puck. Knocked free for Ali Kaiser, who will send it off of the stick of Rory Gilday and in deep. Gilday with 10 seconds, one last break here for the Big Red in the first period. Sent along for Adam, it was deflected through her legs. Sent cross corner, 2 seconds and 1, and that will do it for the first period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Shots on goal were heavily favored towards the road team, the Cornell Big Red, the number 9 team in the country, at a total of 11-1, but we end the first 20 minutes scoreless. Dan Fridgen, your thoughts on the opening 20?
Well, I just think that RPI has to get more aggressive in the forecheck to keep that puck in the zone and get some offensive pressure on Cornell, and that way they'll get more shots on goal.
We will step aside after the opening 20 minutes of play. Again, no score. RPI and Cornell. We'll be back with second period action in just a few moments, so stay with us. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
Fans, please direct your attention to ceremonies and welcome Evan Brewer, who will participate in the Rinsler on the puck shoot contest. He has one chance to get to the center hole of their release on the 2023 Honda vehicle. That's still the lock, Evan.
locality. Home to college hockey's elite teams, coaches, and student athletes. ECAC Hockey, 12 programs competing at the highest level. A league where champions are born and world-class professionals are trained. Where history is abundant and a commitment to the cutting edge is unrivaled. The best facilities, the fiercest competition. ECAC Hockey, there's no experience like it.
For the love of the game, the team, or for two, Recovery Sports Grill. At Recovery Sports Grill, you'll always have courtside seats to exciting live sports coverage. And for outstanding loyalty perks, join our Hall of Fame, Recovery Sports Grill, serving up smiles every season.
Are boundary-pushing change agents. We do what it takes to make things happen together. It's our collaborative spirit that sparks creativity and pushes us to think beyond ourselves. We're scrappy and unabashedly enthusiastic about our passions and projects. We are hardwired for the havoc of change. We know it isn't easy, that theories can fail and world-changing can feel futile. But that's the calm before the brilliant storm. The breath you take before you break through. Small change comes from asking why. Changing the world comes from asking, why not? That's the question we ask everyone, from freshmen to faculty. It's the question that fuels us to find the next new. The question we ask you, why not change the world?
Hi, I'm Andy James at Rensselaer Honda, and this is my buddy Bo. Looking to sell your car or truck? We want to buy it. Are you looking for a great used car? We have a huge selection. That's why Rensselaer Honda has been your Honda dealer for 44 years.
Tim's Fish Fry, Pepsi, McAfee's Pub, the Bud Johnson, Madison Citizens Inspirating Women Law Firm, Rensselaer Dining Services, Crown Plaza, the Desmond Hotel, the Recovery Sports Grill, East Stewart Jones Haggard Murphy Law Firm, Stewart Shops, BSN Sports, Gatherers Granola, Rensselaer Honda, Repeat Business Systems, Ryan's Wing Pub, Stanley Steamer, Direct Energy, Tierra Farm, Turner Construction, Burns Brewing Company, Batteries and Handshake, all proud supporters of RPI Hockey. RPI hockey fans, stop by McGanny's Pub in downtown Troy. Take advantage of daily specials, Trivia Wednesday, and bring your game ticket for 10% off your meal. Food is served until midnight on weekends. McGanny's, proud to support RPI hockey.
Second period about to begin from the Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of RPI. We are back here on ESPN Plus, and it is Engineers hockey. After one period of play, the Engineers are deadlocked with the number 9 team in the nation, the Cornell Big Red. No score after the opening 20 minutes of play. Both teams fighting for the game's opening goal. Alongside Dan Fridgen, Dan Ball with you here this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on RPI Family Weekend, as the stands are filled with family, friends, students, alumni, and everybody else. Dan Fridgen, your expectations for the second period, is it as simple as RPI needs to step up the aggression a bit more?
Yeah, no question. As far as their forecheck is concerned, because it's basically the forecheck, creating a turnover, which will lead to offensive opportunities and a transition of puck possession.
Shots on goal after the first 20 minutes were 11-1 in favor of Cornell. Annalise Bergman made the only save that she was asked to make. Amanda Rampado, 11 of 11 in her cage, as she is in the net to our left, and the Engineers go from left to right across your screen here in the second period. Battle in the near side corner as Zaherney had possession and lost it, picked up by Alexander. Near side wall knocked back out to the neutral zone. Skoda will give chase as the rest of the Engineers go for a change. RPI blocked 10 shots in the opening period in front of Amanda Rampado compared to Cornell's 5. That coming off of a game against Colgate yesterday where they blocked 21 total shots in front of Rampado. Colgate ended up winning the shot battle yesterday by a 38-25 margin. And if you did watch the game yesterday, they went back and reviewed what looked to be possibly an empty net goal by the Raiders at the very end of the game. It was ruled that the puck did not cross the line in time on second attempt on the shot from Koltenkova. So it only ended up being a 4-3 game. So what it ends up being is just an incredible play on defense by Andrea Turnkova, turned over, picked up near side, centering pass in front, deflected away as Claudia Yu was crashing to the net. Here is Wagner stepping in, shooting, and a save made by Bergman. She will hang on and take a face-off, a minute and 45 seconds into the middle period.
So if you watch RPI in their forecheck, what they do is they send 2 forwards, and if the puck switches sides behind the net, then that forward that's high will come over and force the winger on that side. What Cornell is doing is they're sending their D down on the winger, RPI's winger, and then just rotating and the other forward comes up. So they're putting more pressure on the RPI on the breakout.
A very interesting insight. It leads to a turnover and a 2-on-1 and a shot that goes up and above off of the stick of Gabby Rude. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that pressure being added from the defense of the Big Red continues to impact the breakouts for RPI. A prime example there is now a battle in front of Cornell's bench, and the puck is sent in deep. Sophia Jones scoops up possession, was looking to find the oncoming Nina Kristoff. Kristoff finds possession, shooting from the near side. That one hit off of Isabel Hardy. as she was battling with Rory Gilday for possession and position, I should say, in front of the net. Meanwhile, Kristoff knocks a player down. The puck is jarred free. Nice play by Gilday to keep that puck in at the line. Scooped up by Dwyer. Near side corner, here is Izzy Daniel. Daniel leaves for Dilianides on the far side.
So I was just going to say that was a perfect example of Gilday keeping that puck in by being aggressive.
Shot was deflected on its way through. Rampado made the save. The rebound was cleared all the way down. This one will go for icing. Gilday made a couple of really nice plays, as you're mentioning there. RPI in their breakout is really trying to send players through quickly and trying to use the boards to possibly get an on-player rush. But Gilday, a couple of times on that most recent offensive possession, blocked those passes and made sure they couldn't do it, and it leads to chances the other way, which is interesting to watch. So just a talented group on the back end. Messier near side. Shot gets blocked on its way to the net. This one will roll its way back out to the neutral zone. McCutcheon at center, or Kristoff, I should say, sent back in deep, and Bergman will slow things down. 3.5 gone by, second period, still no score. Phillip tried to sweep it along, feeling the pressure from the first-year Beatrice Perron-Waugh. This has next to nothing to do with hockey, but when doing a bit of research, Beatrice Perron-Waugh was the subject of a TED Talk during her time at Stansted College. It was very fascinating to watch her speak on that. So just an impressive from an academic perspective. When you talk about Cornell, that's a huge aspect of the student athletes that are on every roster at the institution. So just a cool little note attached to her as Zaherney will go back and find it below her own net. Battle along the near side wall. To a side, they scrap for possession as it's picked up on the far point. McCachran sends it low. Jochim's one hands it along. Ends up finding possession again in the near side corner. Phillip trying to force it back out to the neutral zone. She does successfully. McCachran was backtracking as that last line of defense, so she was there to find it. Long pass out of the reach of Chiaffi, but she will negate the icing after winning the race around McCachran. Chiaffi in the corner. Bodied and possession is taken away. The puck sent off the glass and around Sophia Jones. This one will head down. Michelle Nutescu, the first one there. This will go for icing with 14:55 to go in the second. And here comes Puckman, riling up the crowd here at the Houston Fieldhouse as the faceoff will come back into the Engineers' offensive end. Skoda shoots off the draw. That one went just wide. Turnkova steps in from the point. She has it swept away from her, but Sabrina Bonewood finds it. Bonewood low of the goal, finds Jones shooting. That one got blocked in front of Bergman. Knocked to the net, and it's rolls its way away from Skoda. Stepping in is Turnkova shooting. Save by Bergman. There is no rebound. She will hang on and take a face-off. Dan Frigid and I were chuckling to each other because a young Engineers fan ran right up to Puckman, who again, not a lot of great visibility in the suit, but went up, tapped Puckman on his version of the shoulder, went up and gave him a big hug. Larson steps in from her post on the far point, had it knocked away from her. Here comes Dilianides through center. That is Lily Dilianides, the junior out of Edina, Minnesota, 8 points in 6 games. One of 2 players with 8 points, which would put them in a tie for second on this Cornell roster. Pass from Gilday got knocked away by Papineau. Here is Kaiser shooting, saved by Bergman, and she will hang on. So the story about Annalise Bergman that we alluded to beforehand, she became the first woman ever to play in a junior men's game in the United States. Dressed in a game for the Janesville Jets of the NAL, or the North American Hockey League, in April of 2023. Her team ended up losing 2-1, but played extremely well and gave her team a chance to win in that one. made 22 saves, I should say, which is good for a .917 save percentage in that one. So very cool. Here is Daniel looking for the trailing player. Knocked away, and Papineau will spray it back out to the neutral zone. Daniel sends cross ice. Dilianidis shooting from near the top of the circles. The other netminder in this one, the always impressive Amanda Rampado, will hang on to that one and take a whistle with 13:31 to go in the second.
Neither team at this point getting much offensive zone pressure. A lot of it being played in the neutral zone.
Face-off won by the Big Red. The face-offs were very even in the opening 20, 9-8 with the slight advantage to Cornell. Knocked through the neutral zone as Nina Kristoff goes one-on-one against Regalado, the latter of which won the race for the puck. Sent up in the air through the neutral zone, knocked down by Gabby Rude. Now 4 red sweaters heading middle, save made, rebound, and Rampado said no! 2 chances in front of the Engineers' cage. Cornell maintains possession. That one's blockered away as well. Oh boy, Amanda Rampado with a beauty. That one will be pinned along the apron of the net, and an applause from the crowd at the Houston Fieldhouse as Amanda Rampado makes one of her best.
And of course, that was the defender for Cornell, Jones. Sophia Jones jumping up on that play.
You could see the official having a conversation with Amanda Rampado right before that replay. I can imagine that was something along the lines of, how did you just do that? Stepping in from the point is Grober, looking for a pass in front. That one got blocked by Georgia Bailey. Piper Grober, the freshman out of Toronto, 2 assists, including 1 against Union yesterday. That game a 4-2 win in the opener of ECAC hockey play for this Big Red group. They outshot the Garnet Chargers 31-25, and after Union scored the opener, Cornell scored 4 straight. Gave up a late goal, but picked up the victory, so a full 3 points to them in their opener. Puck is knocked down by Jockums, but the play was offside, so a whistle, a stoppage, and a face-off with 12:16 to go here in period 2.
Yeah, that was an incredible save by Rampado.
You kind of just heard a bit of an audible oh as because they were showing the replay here on the big board at the Houston Fieldhouse. Turnkova in her own end, swept along for Chiaffi on and off of her stick, so Gilday will keep it in. Bodwin wheeling away from pressure, finds the outlet player. It is Sophia Jones. Jones ahead for Chiaffi, tries to whip it toward the middle, loose puck there for the moment. Stick lifted, a shot save made by Bergman as Skoda, the late player, coming. Collision in front as Morgan Skoda was knocked to the ice. A bit of a broken play, but the Engineers getting a chance and forcing Bergman to make a save.
Yeah, good play. Gilday give a little shot to one of the RPI players. There she is right there. Watch, here she goes, and see ya. RPI's best opportunity this period.
Face-off won by Bodwin. Skoda will sweep it low. Outlet feed on the tape of Izzy Daniel. Here come the Big Red shooting, and they score! A transition chance finds the back of the net. It is Katie Chan on the rush. And the Big Red have struck first nearly halfway into the second period.
Well, that all started on the face-off and deep in Cornell's zone where they have the breakout, and it ends up being a 2-on-1. She elects to shoot just under the blocker of Rampado. And Cornell finds themselves up by a goal.
Katie Chan, the junior out of Richmond, British Columbia. Goal number 6 on the season for her. That extends her point streak to 5 games, and she has points in 6 of her first 7. Sent to the net, Rampado the first save, the rebound loose, and it's swept back out to the neutral zone, and a race for the puck. Kaiser on the near side, feeling the pressure from the oncoming Messier. MJ Alexander shoots, and a save made by Bergman. Rebound scooped up by Wagner, sent to the line for Zaherny, quickly for Alexander, shooting, knocked away by Bergman, rebound loose in front. Papineau tried to wheel and fire, but she was unable to do so. Brought back the other way by Rude. Centering pass in front, knocked away as Claudia Yu was heading to the net. Wagner will one-hand it back out to the neutral zone. Stepping in and sending the puck in deep is Grober. Near side wall, Avi Adam was going for possession, but it's taken away from her. Here comes Kristoff. Kristoff and the defender both collided with the linesman. So it slowed down the rush a bit for the Engineers. Now a battle in the corner. Swept to the line, picked up on the backhand by Rathwell. Here is Larson. Back for Taryn Rathwell, shooting through a screen. Saved by Bergman, rebound as McCutcheon went to the net but couldn't find it. And the rebound is cleared back out to center. Octolong, glove down by McCutcheon. On her backhand, centers a pass, looking for Kristoff towards the net. Puck is still loose. Bergman finds it with Kristoff right there. And a bit more physicality as Nina Kristoff was right. And Annalise Bergman's grill as we take a look before our commercial break.
Oh, just good save here by Bergman. She's following that puck and decides to hold it underneath her blocker.
9:42 to go, second period, on a goal from Katie Chan. The Big Red have a 1-0 lead. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
Thanks to your support of Let's Go Red ensures that current and future generations of student athletes continue to receive the opportunity to develop some rigors of academics with collegiate athletics. Learn more about how you can help RPI women's hockey directly at giving.rpi.edu/Let's Go Red.
.9:37 to go, second period here in Troy. 1-0 Cornell leading RPI on ESPN+. He is Dan Fridgen. I am Dan Ball. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Saturday in the Capital Region as Jones will head back and grab possession of the puck. It's knocked away, centering feed in front. Play was disrupted. Wheeling and shooting that one was Prefontaine. That one just missed wide. So Cornell getting more pressure off of the transition. Centering pass in front. Player was there, it was Van Gelder on the feed from Caitlin Jochums. That one got knocked away by Rampado. Sent behind the net, that's where Jochums finds possession. Georgia Bailey, the center, helping on the defensive end, but Cornell maintains possession off of the skate of Rory Gilday. Poked free, Natescu will send it out of the reach of Jones. Jones will catch up to the puck, gain the center line, and send the puck in deep and go for a change. Outlet feed on the tape of Izzy Daniel, but the pass back for the goal scorer, Katie Chan, did not connect. And the play goes offside with 8:32 to go in the second period of a game that is now 1-0 in favor of Cornell. Sent in deep by the Big Red. Rampado will cede position to Taylor Zaherney. Skoda's backhand feed picked off by Daniel. And you know, you talk about the two-way ability of Izzy Daniel. She was back right there as the third player high to disrupt the breakout. Well done in terms of positioning. Here is Zaherney. A wobbling puck forces her to send it into the corner instead of getting a shot away. Messier trying to spin away from pressure. Chiaffi keeps it moving. Skoda to the point. Zaherney off the wall. Tried to send it to the corner, but it was blocked by the defender Regalado, who had stepped up to block the passing lane. Zaherny feeling the pressure from Daniel as it's forced in deep by the Big Red as they go for a line change. Wagner makes her way through center, but the Engineers were in the midst of a change on offense. So Skoda was coming off, Kaiser was going on. Neither were able to collect the puck. That is icing against RPI.
And now they have to come back on.
Well, looks like they might have got away with one there, Dan Fridgen.
That does. I agree with you.
Knocked to center. Here comes Ellie Kaiser. Kaiser in on a breakaway. She shoots and a save made by Bergman. Ellie Kaiser had a chance to even the score. She collected the rolling puck, but Annalise Bergman makes her biggest save of the day.
Yeah, great save by Bergman. And Ellie Kaiser, I was surprised she didn't make a move to try to get the goaltender to commit. She just gathered the puck and then released it right away. Sometimes you open up the blade of your stick, you drop your shoulder, the defense, the goaltender will bite on it, and you can react off of the goaltender reaction.
Well, Kaiser has been a sharpshooter for this team, but we've also seen plenty of examples of exactly what you're saying, and nice moves from last year's leading point and goal scorer for the Engineers. Knocked away from Rathwell by Daniel on second attempt. It's picked up by Papineau. Sent through the neutral zone. One-on-one a race for the puck as Gilday sweeps it past Kaiser. This one sent all the way down, delayed offside, so RPI will go for a change. Ellie Kaiser came into the weekend, I should say, on a 4-game point and goal streak. 4 goals and 7 points over her previous 4 games. That's the opening weekend of conference play as well as the weekend against Syracuse. That saw her point total jump up to 9 points in 11 games entering the weekend. Finished with 2 total shots in yesterday's game against Colgate. No points, so that came to a close. Looking to start a new one here, and nearly did, as Cornell will send it in deep. Jones leaves for Turnkova near side wall. McCutcheon deflects it back out to center, but Isabel Hardy was a step behind the play. McCutcheon turns it over in the neutral zone. 3-on-2 the other way, led by Schiff. Schiff's pass gets deflected. Now the Engineers will come the other way, 3-on-3. Kristoff at the line will send it high off the glass and in deep and go for a change. Hardy forces a turnover. Puck still loose, and it's taken away and picked up and brought back over the defensive blue by Claudia Yu. Well, good forechecking pressure there from Isabel Hardy as Zaherny forces it along. Picked up by Georgia Bailey. Near side with speed. A couple of quick moves, now finding Zaherny on the point. Winds and fires, looking for a deflection. Nearly got from Taylor Walters. That one whistles wide. Kept in at the far point by Asia Taylor Walters. The defender Alexander shooting, deflected, and a save made by Bergman. Pass to the neutral zone, taken away by Asia Taylor Walters. On her backhand, she'll send it in deep.
I'm just waiting for RPI to get one here so this crowd can erupt.
You're starting to feel that kind of nervous tension that comes with games at the Houston Fieldhouse, and well, everywhere, but we're at the Houston Fieldhouse when the crowd is really into it, and we have a big crowd and an engaged one as icing is waved off. Bodwin went one-on-one into the corner against Grober, neither found it. Poked along by Sabrina Bodwin, the veteran on this line with 2 freshmen on either side of her. Larson stepping in, spinning away from pressure and sending a puck in deep. Skoda keeps it moving for Bodwin. Bodwin feels the pressure. It's taken away by Chiaffi. Rathwell quickly to Larson, shooting through a screen. That one got blocked down. Jockums picked off by Bodwin. Long shift on the defensive end, and a collision and a penalty upcoming as Jockums knocked down Bodwin after Sabrina Bodwin picked off her pass. That will lead to a penalty and the first power play for the home team with 4:07 to go here in the second.
Well, it's either going to be a body check or, yeah, it's a body check. He also got the elbow out on that one. So RPI with their first power play of the game.
RPI on their power play this season, 6 of 41, just under 15%. They finished 0 for 2 in yesterday's game against Colgate in that regard, as the puck is flipped back out to center. Larson will backtrack. Cornell on their kill this year, 19 of 20, including a 5 for 5 total in yesterday evening's game against Union. Regalado finds Izzy Daniel, and that one's cleared all the way down. As we mentioned on yesterday's broadcast, RPI had a breakout weekend with 4 power play strikes last weekend against both Harvard and Dartmouth. Bailey keeps it moving for Kaiser. Near side wall to the line, here's Larson. Wheeling is Bailey, shooting one, missed the net wide. Picked up by Kaiser on the near side wall. RPI maintains possession, just over a minute remaining on their power plays. Larson went for the one-timer, deflected by Wagner in front. That one missed just wide. Kaiser has it jump over her stick. This one will roll its way back out to center.
It's always amazed me how the weakest of shots makes it to the net, and the hard ones get blocked.
Led to what has been the best chance on the power play so far, as Kristoff was sent offside. Another look at that chance from the point. Or the shot before that. That works too. Georgia Bailey was the one who got the first shot, and then Kaiser found Larson. Larson took the shot, and you can fill in the rest. 40 seconds remaining on the penalty. It was a body check assessed to Caitlin Jockums, as Chiaffi has it near side. Nina Kristoff knifing her way through the defense. Couple of stick lifts as she eventually does lose the puck, and it squirts through Turnkova. Turnkova ever so calm and collected with the puck, but it's turned over. Cleared back out to the defensive blue, where it's picked up by Kristoff, but not back the other way. Good sequence on the defensive blue line for this Big Red group. Here comes Skoda, picking up speed as she makes her move. Morgan Skoda shoots, saved by Bergman. Rebound picked up by Chiaffi. Just 1 second remaining on the penalty. The player is out. It is Jockums, and it's cleared, but this one will go down. No icing, as Rampado will keep it moving. Stepping in, though, after it's turned over, here is Van Gelder. Slows things down, sent to the line, looking for a shot. They get one, save Rampado. Rebound poked, but kept in by Messier. Regalado from the line, looking for a deflection on its way through. It takes a slow one and allows Amanda Rampado to clamp down and hang on with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go here in the second period.
And just watching Turnkova around the net there, how she's boxing the players out. Always wins the strength battle. Here she is right here, watch. See ya, down you go. She's, like I said, she's strong on her skates.
Stands at 5'9" as well, so certainly a presence out there. Wagner keeps it moving for Maddie Papineau. Back for Wagner, looking for Kaiser in front of the goal. Bergman the first save, and it's cleared out of harm's way in a moment's notice. Good chance for this top line to even the score in transition as the puck is sent into the Big Red bench and out of play. And we'll have a whistle and a face-off with 1:16 to go.
Yeah, Ellie Kaiser kind of got stopped on the side of the net instead of in front of the net. Had she stopped in front, she might have had a better opportunity at that rebound.
Face-off at center, controlled by Wagner and the Engineers. Papineau off the far side glass and in deep. Chan for Dilianides says the speedy Izzy Daniel was upended as she was making her way through the neutral zone.
Yeah, Turnkova got away from one there. Could have been interference.
I would say that you were right, but the Engineers will certainly take it. Just one penalty called on either side so far through nearly 2 periods of play. Low for Izzy Daniel, centering pass, looking for the one goal scorer in this one, Katie Chan. Near side point, shooting is Grober through a screen. That one got blocked. It's pulled free by Bodwin. Knocked back out to the neutral zone, where it's knocked down by Bodwin, ruled that it was not played with a high stick. The play remains offside, swept to the middle. Puck was loose for the moment as Chiaffi tried to pull it free. 3-on-2 with the trailer is Skoda. Pass to the middle, gets blocked by Turnkova. Rebound was knocked wide. 13 seconds to go.
Actually, sorry, that wasn't Turnkova. It was Taylor Larson.
Skoda this way for Chiaffi, but the pass got deflected by Dwyer. 2 seconds and 1, and we have come to the end of the second period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. That puck did end up getting deflected and going into the net, but well after the horn. 40 minutes down between these two squads. Just the lone goal at the 8:32 mark, scored by Katie Chan, assisted by Izzy Daniel. And the number 9 team in the nation, the Cornell Big Red, they hold a 1-0 lead over RPI. Did you like what you saw in the middle period from this RPI group?
Yeah, I thought they got a lot more involved in the play as far as the offense is concerned, and which shows on the shot chart. They got a little more. They're only 6, 20 shots for Cornell, 14 for RPI. So they kind of cleaned that up, but still looking for that first opportunity to put that puck behind the goaltender, who's playing very well, Bergman.
Shots on goal, as Dan Fridgen mentioned, 20-14 in favor of the visitors. As we have a look at the goal from Katie Chan, that gave Cornell a 1-0 lead.
Well, she just makes a real good shot. It's almost a 6th hole, as they call it, just underneath between the arm and the blocker and the body.
So the shots in that middle period, there were 13-9 in favor of RPI. So building some momentum. Can they find the equalizer? We'll find that out when we come back. 1-0 Cornell over RPI after 2. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
Check the puck competition. The person whose puck lands closest to center ice wins. Please join me in the countdown in 3, 2, 1. Check those pucks. And in 3, 2, 1. And puck number 187 at 187 is your puck. You're the winner of today's Brunswick Puck Check the Puck competition. Reports attended by Section 2 and Columbia Brock. Fans, if you're looking to take that cruise or all-inclusive vacation of a lifetime, Yankee Trails is the Capital Region's premier travel agency and motor coach your provider. Specializing in group travel, Yankee Trails is also available for all your group transportation needs. For more information, call 520-286-2400 or visit online at yankeetrails.com. Fans, RPI Women's Hockey hosts St. Lawrence on Friday, November 4th. Come out and support your engineers when the puck drops at 6 p.m. right here at the Houston Fieldhouse.
is down and 1 to go from the Houston Fieldhouse. We are back here on ESPN Plus, and it is RPI Engineers hockey. The score after 2 periods of play on a goal from Katie Chan at the 8:32 mark of the second period. The number 9 team in the nation, the Cornell Big Red, took a 1-0 lead. The Engineers look to fight back in the final period of regulation here this weekend. Alongside Dan Pridgen, Dan Ball with you here this afternoon. And Dan Pridgen, the Engineers have done a lot. They won the shot battle in the middle period. They grabbed some momentum back and had some good chances. What do you need to see in this third period?
Well, one good shot that's going to get behind the goaltender Bergman, and then build off of that, continue that momentum throughout this third period here. But they got to play with a sense of urgency right from the get-go just to get the equalizer.
The puck is down. The face-off won by Lily Dilianides. And it's promptly sent in deep as MJ Alexander gets it moving for Chiaffi. Swept out to the neutral zone by Sabrina Bodwin, and here come the Engineers. Bodwin hits the brakes, finds the trailing Alexander, tried to sweep it along for Zaherny. Pass was too far in front of her. Now it's led ahead for Izzy Daniel on a partial break. Daniel shoots and a save by Rampado. Captain on captain, and the Engineers captain ends up winning that one as we're 26 seconds in.
Well, there's a perfect example where Alexander doesn't make that D-to-D pass. It's a turnover transition for Cornell, and they're very good at transition. And Daniels gets a great shot on goal.
After the face-off, it's sent from Papineau quickly to Kaiser, who gains the offensive blue line. Her pass gets knocked down. Shots on goal after 2 periods. Again, we're 20-14 in favor of Cornell as that pass goes behind the oncoming Van Gelder. Kaiser knocks it back out to the neutral zone. Messier at the center line, in and out of the catching glove. Well, not glove, but was using it as a catching glove. There was Taylor Larson. Engineers will break it out. Skated through center by Wagner, but the play is offsides just over a minute in. A quick shout out to the RPI football team who picked up a win this afternoon in dominant fashion, 49-10 over the University of Rochester, as RPI moves to 7-1 on the season and 3-1 in conference play. Part of the festivities here on Family Weekend on the campus here in Troy, as the fans, after watching a victory over at ECAB, streamed into the Houston Fieldhouse and have been treated to a very good one here this afternoon. Puck sent all the way down. It will go corner to corner with all the momentum it had and be icing. So a face-off back in front of Annalise Bergman, who through 2 periods was a perfect 14 of 14.
I think the officials doing a great job today. They were a little inconsistent yesterday, but they're certainly doing a great job today. We have the same one that did the game yesterday.
That is a very diplomatic way of putting it, is how yesterday went, as it's picked up off of the block shot by Turnkova. That one missed the net just wide. The rebound off the end boards picked up by Isabel Hardy, knocked off the far side boards it in deep. Hardy in a race for the puck. Possession picked up by Piper Grober, however, as she was able to win the physical battle. Here is Kristoff at the center line. She'll send it in deep on the backhand as RPI and Cornell both in the midst of a change. The other way comes Cornell, led by Chan, stepping in, shooting, saved by Rampado. The rebound picked up by Phillip. Knocked along for Bailey, who's able to force it back out to center. Off the back skate of Asia Taylor-Walters and in deep. So the Engineers survive, and another nice stop by Rampado. Wobbling puck swept along by Gilday. Nia Phillip and Asia Taylor-Walters were in there forechecking as Taylor-Walters was upended in the near corner, as was Georgia Bailey. A couple of physical plays there behind Bergman's net. Meanwhile, out at center, it's picked up by Phillip. Larson this way for Rathwell and back. Sprayed off the far side wall, the breakout successful. Bailey at the center line on her backhand will send it in deep as RPI goes for a change. Chiaffi forces a turnover. Loose puck at the top of the circles was knocked along by Morgan Skoda. Ashley Messier will send it off the end wall as that chance went by the wayside. Long outlet feed, too far ahead from the oncoming Caroline Chan. Jones wins the race. That is once again icing. So the Engineers will get another offensive zone draw.
Section 2. We'll see you on the ice immediately following today's game. Please enter the ice on the visit bench and skate with the Engineers.
Face-off battle in this one, now 22-19. It's favoring the Big Red. That one was won cleanly, I should say, by Bodwin, and Bergman will hang on to that one and take a face-off, and Doug Darrow will make a line change.
Yeah, he's changing up the forwards after that clean loss. Good shot opportunity.
Controlled by the Big Red, their breakout successful. Here is Caitlin Jochums. Jochums through Turnkova, and she shot it high. That one stayed in play, though neither team was completely sure. Here comes Chiaffi. Through center, she backhands it up and off of one of the Big Red goaltenders who were not playing, so a whistle and a stoppage and a face-off back in the neutral zone, as a real nice play there by Caitlin Jochums to get through Turnkova, something we haven't said very much so far through Turnkova's career.
Well, I was just thinking about that. The last time she took the body, she got a penalty for body checking. For this time, she paid more attention to the puck, which you don't want to do when you have someone that is skilled and able to control that puck and put it through your legs, and away you go.
Swept away there by McCacherin. You know, it's an interesting point. It's a matter of milliseconds in terms of making that decision, but after you get called for being too physical, then kind of starting to think about how you're playing those situations. It's an interesting one. It's sent to the net by Wagner, knocked away by Bergman, and sent all the way out through center. A rolling puck will go down, and surprise, be icing, as this time MJ Alexander wins the race. So another stoppage and another face-off in a game that is still moving pretty quickly, but a couple of icings on either side and another offensive zone draw. Now you wonder, with the top line out, can the Engineers scheme something up?
Well, this is the third period, and every face-off is going to count, but I guess Coach Darrow felt his team was out there a little too long and wanted to give them a rest.
Well, we have a moment to take a breather. Right now in ECAC hockey on the women's side, and Dan Pridgeon pointed this one out a bit before we went on the air, as right now Dan Pridgeon is going to try to defend his perfect record with the puck man, as I tell you that Yale is beating Dartmouth 8-0 after 2 periods. Right now, Quinnipiac tied at 1 goal apiece with St. Lawrence. And on the scoreboard as well, Clarkson winning 1-0 over Princeton. I didn't see the number you held up. Did you nail it? He nailed it. He nailed it, folks. So those are the scores in ECAC hockey. Again, 8-0 Yale over Dartmouth, which is a wow factor in itself. Quinnipiac and St. Lawrence tied at 1, and Clarkson leading Princeton 1-0. Still to start a bit later on, Brown hosting Harvard at 5 o'clock. Waiting for a score to be reported from Union and Colgate. No score currently listed on the Handy Dandy College Hockey News app at the moment. But a busy weekend nonetheless in ECAC hockey as conference play is fully underway, won by Wagner. Kaiser sends far point for Rathwell, deflected, and a save made by Bergman. Knocked to the corner, swept away though by Papineau as Wagner is sent into the boards hard. A penalty coming up. It's going to send RPI to the power play. To the bench goes Rampado. Kaiser protects behind the net. She is taken down. Still maintains possession. Sent to the line for Larson. This way for Rathwell. Sent in front. Deflected but knocked down by Kaiser with the glove. Rathwell far point. Delayed penalty against the Big Red. Looking for a deflection. One-timer from Papineau. Saved by Bergman, and it's cleared. As Wagner was going for the deflection, it appears as though she's all right. A cross-check will be called at the 4:42 mark here in the third, and RPI getting their second power play of the day.
Trying to find that score on the ECAC website. I don't even see it there.
Penalty against Katie Chan. The call, a cross-check, the time 4:42. The power play for RPI, they are 0 for 1. Chiaffi has it at the line. That one will go offside. So the quote-unquote second unit will begin things for Brian Vines after the top line just got off the ice. Bodwin, Skoda, Kristoff, Turnkova, and Chiaffi. So that ever-effective third line, and then Nina Kristoff, who was a part of the second line with Isabel Hardy and Audrey McCutcheon. Turnkova is able to get the puck away from the oncoming Gabby Rude. Long outlet feed will be held onto by Bergman. A whistle and a face-off, and then Kristoff goes heavy into the front of the net, knocking down Messier. No harm, no foul, it would appear, with now 14:56 to go in the third and just over 20 seconds gone by in the penalty.
I think she was somewhat apologetic after knocking her over. Nothing more.
One by Wagner. Kaiser quickly for Larson as line changes for the Engineers. Kaiser shoots. That one's blocked. Bailey and Larson play catch. Ellie Kaiser top of the circles. Here is Larson. This way for Bailey. Feeling the pressure, will backhand it back to the point out of harm's way. Kaiser, backdoor feed, looking in front. Papineau, saved by Bergman. She's got the rebound and will hang on. Quickly moving it around the perimeter there were the Engineers, and Maddie Papineau the last one to get a whack.
Yeah, she had a good swipe at it there. You can see it just deflected up. Didn't really get much of her blade on the deflection, and it was a good save by Bergman.
Face-off one again by Wagner. Larson for Bailey was looking quickly across for Kaiser, who will step in from her post at the top of the circles. Every white sweater but Larson in there, and the puck takes a hop right where Larson was picking it up on her backhands. It's a tough area of the ice, given that Cornell has been making line changes right there. Kaiser feeling the pressure from Grace Dwyer, sends it in deep. Gilday sends it along the near side wall. Spilling down there was Bailey. Sent to the line. Larson has it taken away from her. Now a 2-on-2 the other way. Led by Izzy Daniel. Holding, shooting. She scores. The patience from the Big Reds' leading goal scorer, Izzy Daniel, off the pipe and in. A shorthanded goal sees the Big Red up by a pair.
Well, she just did a great job. She's a right-hand shot coming down the right side. She just held it, pulled it in, and shot it far side above the, again, blocker side of Rampado. Gave herself a great shooting angle by pulling it to the middle of the ice and releasing it.
Izzy Daniel, goal number 7 in game number 7. Add that to her assist on the Katie Chan marker. And Izzy Daniel continues her season opening streak of multiple points in every game so far this year. RPI still on the power play for another 5 seconds as Zaharny leaves it behind. To the line, Alexander. Shooting, looking for a deflection, loose in front. Bergman makes the save. Knocked into the near corner. Protected by Bodwin. Cross corner, here is Chiaffi.
She is unassisted on the play.
Izzy Daniel unassisted at 6:16 of the third period. At the line, sent in deep by Chan. Now 2-0 in favor of Cornell. When leading after 2, this group was a perfect 4-0 so far this year. Picked up at the top of the circles. Rampado out of her crease to make the save as Piper Grober went for it all, but Rampado makes the stop and hangs on.
Yeah, Skoda just lost the handle on that in the slot area. Overskated it a little bit. Good opportunity for Cornell. RPI needs one real bad right now.
Face-off won by Isabel Hardy. Sent corner to corner, and Turnkova goes hard into the boards against Prefontaine, but Andrea Turnkova was the one who was left standing after it. Here is McCutcheon as it knocked away from her at center. Hardy does as well. Wheeling through the middle is Carol Prefontaine, shooting. Rampado the save. She's got her own rebound, however. Possession maintained by the Big Red. Rampado the save, and it's swept off the line by Jones. That one nearly leaked through the Engineers' netminder, I should say, but Sophia Jones the hero. Bit of a tenuous moment here for RPI as they trail by 2, and Cornell is absolutely pressing right now. Rampado will take a whistle and make the save with exactly 12 minutes to go here in the third.
Yeah, RPI is having a tough time breaking out of their own zone. Not really making those tape-to-tape passes, which you need to get out of your zone.
So that one there, Dan Fridgen, almost went through the 6-hole again, so to speak, as McKenna Van Gelder was the one who took the shot. Rampado got some, but not all, and Jones was there on the back post to make that play. Cornell maintains possession, one-timer on the strong side there by Chan. Turned aside, kept in at the line, shot from Dwyer, blockered away by Rampado to the far corner. Wagner will send corner to corner in a race for the puck as Gilday keeps it in. Scooped up by Rathwell. Rolling puck handled by Larson, back for Rathwell, but it escapes her. Papineau keeps it moving for Wagner. Here come the Engineers, 2-on-3 as Wagner will shoot from the near side. First save made. Gilday and Wagner go headlong into the end boards, but Rathwell had stepped off of the near side wall as now two right-handed defenders out right now as RPI is in the midst of a change.
Yeah, that would have been tough for Rathwell to get that puck off the wall.
Shooting from the near side, Rampado another stop. That time it was on the first-year player Beatrice Perron-Wash. She'll take another face-off. Shots on goal right now at the 11:02 mark. Cornell has hit the 30 mark in this one, now 30-21.
Yeah, RPI just seems like they're a little out of sync here as far as the chemistry they need as far as making those tape-to-tape passes, knowing where each other is out on the ice.
This was the juncture trailing 2-0 yesterday evening where Ayla Chiaffi was able to get the Engineers on the board. It was a bit earlier in the game. Shot gets deflected by Perron-Waugh, gets knocked down. Now here comes RPI with numbers in the neutral zone, led by Taylor Walters, leaving Alexander. A glove save by Bergman. She will hang on as RPI a good chance in transition, but a save with the glove. And now the home squad will get an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, good shot by Alexander. Of course, from about the face-off dot, Bergman picked that up very easily.
Wagner wins the draw again. Kaiser's shot gets blocked. You wondered if Alexander might have a step or two more to possibly get a shot away or look for a rebound or whatnot, but a chance nonetheless. Annalise Bergman, perfect so far, 22 of 22. Wagner fights to keep it in. She does at the far point, kept in by Papineau, swept along for Kaiser. Rolling puck didn't connect with the backhand. It is deflected around Maddie Papineau, but kept in by Netescu at the near point. RPI forechecking here as Papineau tries to pull it free. She's hauled down. Collision between Adam and Wagner allows the puck to squirt free. The other way comes Rude. Centers a pass in front. It was a shot instead that Rampado handled. Ellie Kaiser at the center line, this way for Papineau. She will shoot, save made by Bergman, and she will hang on. Well, the Engineers have tested Annalise Bergman 23 times in this one. She has had an answer 23 times so far as the Cornell Big Red hold a 2-0 lead midway through our third period. We're back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
We have a huge selection. That's why Rental Honda has been your Honda dealer for 44 years.
9:39 to go, third period here in Troy. 2-0 Cornell over RPI on ESPN+. He's Dan Fridgen. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks so much for joining us. Face-off won by Sabrina Bodwin. She won the first one that was then whistled dead and won the second one, but it's picked up by Izzy Daniel, who is knocked down by Taylor Larson. The two go head over tea kettle into the near side boards, and Izzy Daniel was a bit shaken up by that collision. She's going to head to the bench. Meanwhile, it's Dilianides who sends it corner to corner. Skoda tried to keep it moving, pulled free by Taryn Rathwell. Rathwell has it taken away, but on second attempt, she's got it back. Now here comes Chiaffi. Ayla Chiaffi gains the center line and sends it all the way in deep, where Bergman will slow it down. RPI in the midst of a line change here with under 9 minutes to go. Jochum's near side wall. Looking for the trailer. It's picked up by Grober, and she shot it just wide. Rebound off the end boards. Protected by Rampado. Cleared but not out. Jochums has it deflected and go through her skates. A shot from the near side wall, turned aside by Rampado. Cornell's got the rebound. Handled by Van Gelder. Taken away from her on the play by the graduate student Taylor Zaherney. Turned over once more, however, as RPI is unable to clear. Fontaine centering pass, knocked away by Alexander. Now here comes Asia Taylor Walters. At the center line, she will send it in deep. Gilday battling for position with Nia Phillip. A nice play on the breakout to clear the puck. Allowing for the speed of Caroline Chan. Near side, she shoots. Rampado protects the 5-hole. Makes the save on that one. Knifing away from pressure, there is Jones as a player spills down. That was Chan. Bailey is able to force it back out to center. Faking it was Messier. Knocked deep into the corner. Now a race for the puck again. Right in front of our cameras in that near side corner. They scrap for possession. Pulled free by Georgia Bailey. Only for the moment it was poke checked away, as it looked like Schiff might have had a chance to grab that one. Papineau tries to force it out to center. Unsuccessful. Turnkova feeling the pressure. The play is whistled offside before we see the result of that one. So a whistle and a stoppage with 7:26 to go in the third. And right now Cornell looking to protect their 2-goal lead.
RPI needs a little fire alarm here. 7:26 left. They got to get 2.
Picked up by Ellie Kaiser at the center line. We've seen Brian Vines pull Amanda Rampado this season with a lot of time left on the clock, in the 3-minute mark at least, so we'll see what he decides, as we're still a couple of minutes away from that. But as you mentioned, with a 2-goal deficit and not having scored yet, you wonder how that decision might be changed, as Rude has it jump off of her stick and into her skate. She's able to force it to the far side wall. And a battle with Taylor Larson. Poked free. That's where Kaiser finds it. She forces it over the defensive blue line, and RPI will begin their change, as does Cornell. Knocked in deep. Rampado has it go through her legs. Stolen away by, from Rathwell, I should say. Still loose in front of the goal. It is swept into Rampado's midsection area by Taryn Rathwell, and Rampado will hang on and take a face-off with 6:33 to go. We saw a couple of those yesterday, Dan Fridgen, where things just got a little dicey behind Amanda Rampado's net. Another example, but no harm done.
Yeah, another time when RPI has possession of the puck and for some reason it gets turned over, and Rampado's got to come up with a save.
Played in front by Daniel, and it's swept away from Dilianides. Izzy Daniel back on the ice after getting in a collision with Andrea Turnkova right in that same corner. Far side point, shot from Gilday, blockered away by Rampado. Kristoff runs headlong into Dilianides, who spills down. Pass to the middle, gets deflected. McCutcheon forces it back out to the neutral zone. Ahead for Kristoff. The play stays onside. It's deflected up and out of play, as Nina Kristoff was waiting for that pass to come from Audrey McCutcheon. It slowed the play down just a bit, but RPI will get an O-zone draw.
I'm just wondering where that stick went. Izzy Daniel lost her stick. Oh, Rampado's getting it.
There you go.
See that one? That's the other. So Rampado calls for the ref to get the stick, and the ref points to the linesman to get the stick instead of him doing it.
That puck is, or that stick, I should say, has now changed hands 4 times before it gets back to the bench.
There's your stick, Izzy.
Now it's back where it belongs. As
actually, RPI should have kept that. There's a goal on that stick.
That's a very good point. As Jones sweeps it back towards the offensive end, right in front of the visiting bench. Messier ahead for Prefontaine. Top of the circle, shooting, blocked by Jones and swept away by Beaudoin. You've seen those, a couple of examples during the real rivalry games. This is at the NHL level, but you'll see a guy get another player's stick and then just snap it in the door on the bench.
Yeah.
Not quite as aggressive of a play as Rampado was just trying to get it back to where it belongs. Sent to the line, that is where Rathwell finds it. Sent low of the goal, and eye on Amanda Rampado. She's still in the net right now for RPI as we're at the 5-minute mark here in the third. Stepping in is Asia Taylor-Walters. She is able to grab possession in the near corner. She has it taken away from her as Avi Adams sends it through the neutral zone, but it's sent right back in deep by Taryn Rathwell. Near side wall, picked off by Nia Phillip. Phillip maintains possession behind her own cage. To the line for Rathwell, quickly for Larson, keeps it in the zone, and a shot from the point is turned aside with the blocker by Bergman. Messier will send it high up in the air. This one will go down and be icing. A clear of the zone and a whistle, and maybe a decision being made.
Well, Cornell's been out there for a while, but Doug Darrow can't take a timeout because he already used it.
And there goes Rampado to the bench, so Brian Vines taking advantage of the tired group. He will choose not to take the timeout, as you can take advantage of the tired players. That's what he's doing. Far side, Kaiser shoots, glove save made by Bergman, and now both groups, or the tired group from the away team rather, will go for a full change.
Defense for Cornell doing a good job clearing the forwards for RPI out in front of the goaltender, allowing their goaltender Bergman to see the puck all the way in.
Bailey is knocked down in a battle with Dwyer. Sent cross corner, Kaiser finds possession. So we're skating 6-on-5 here at the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI trailing by a pair. Larson, near side wall, Bailey. Shooting off of a skate up and off the end glass. Swept to the line where Kaiser keeps it in. Out of the reach of Maddie Papineau, who caught a bit of it, slowed it down. Battle on both sides. Bailey quickly to the line. Larson moves it this way for Kaiser. Shooting, save made by Bergman. She's got the rebound as no real traffic in front to speak of, and we'll have a whistle and a stoppage with now 3:31 to go in the third.
Yeah, RPI's got a plan to play right in Bergman's eyes. Here's a shot right here. You got one to the right, you got one to the left, and nobody's in front.
Well, as indicated by Mara Wagner, the Engineers will take their timeout. Any differences that you're seeing, Dan Fridgen, between what we saw yesterday, a 4-3 loss to Colgate, who is the number 3 team in the nation, and what we've seen on the ice here today?
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. We've just talked about it there during the break, is that RPI seems to play with less confidence to score if they don't have a goal than if they do have a goal.
Right. It's an interesting note.
Like if they score, if they would have had a goal to this point already, I could see them being more confident in getting the next one.
You know,
they don't seem real confident in getting the first one.
Absolutely, and it's almost a mental block at that point where you say, okay, it's this goaltender or this team is not superhuman. They're not completely unbeatable. We can do this. I mean, you look at the way that the last weekend went for this group. They fell down 3-0 in both games relatively early on, before the halfway point in both. And then they got that first goal, and then before you know it, the game was tied. And even in the case of the Saturday game against Harvard, they scored 4 straight to take the lead. So you're right about that. There's now pretty much 4 examples, or 3 examples, I should say, in conference play, whereas they scored their first goal yesterday, cut the deficit to 2-1, and then made it 2-2 just like that. Meanwhile, here comes Cornell off the face-off. The play is offside, so RPI will get a free chance to reset. Kaiser at the center line will send the puck in deep. Same unit on the ice for RPI with the net empty. Stolen away. Hardy, sharp angle shot. Save and a score! The sharp angle shot from Hardy was stopped, but it's the captain, Mara Wagner. And the Engineers have cut the deficit in half.
Well, all they had to do was put the puck on net. Mara Wagner, look where she is. She's right in front of the net. Where I mentioned earlier, RPI's got to put a player. And she gets that rebound and puts it by the goaltender Bergman. And great job by Brian Vines pulling the goaltender, getting the extra attacker on, and getting that much-needed goal.
Still 1 left, but we test the 1 goal, then multiple goal theory over the next 2:56 as the play goes down and will be icing for Mara Wagner, the graduate student and captain out of Langley, British Columbia. First goal of the season, make that her 9th point. And her strong play against Cornell as a member of the Engineers continues. Now 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points in 5 games in her career against the Big Red. Sent up and over the near side glass and out of play. So the faceoff will remain in the Engineers' defensive ends. Now we wait and see, as conceivably the next time RPI gets the puck deep, you'll probably see Rampado make that same skate to the bench. Neither team now has a timeout. Cornell took theirs after a string of icings earlier on in this one, and then RPI took their timeout a few moments before scoring that goal as Gilday goes laterally across the offensive end and sends it in deep.
In the 3rd period, by number 29, Mara Wagner. She's assisted by number 21, Isabel Hardy. And number 10, Ellie Kaiser.
So it is Hardy and Kaiser both getting assists, and now Cornell doing everything they can to rag time off this clock. They've done it masterfully over the last, 30 seconds or so as it's flipped end over end. This one will roll down and be icing. So Cornell into lead protection mode with $1:58 to go in the 3rd as they now lead by 1.
And that's typical Cornell hockey. You know, get that puck deep and then just work the wall. RPI's got to make those simple plays. You saw the one where they shot it over the glass, which got the face-off back in the zone, and then they take the icing.
Sent back in deep, Larson finds it in her own end. Pass this way for Wagner, who steps in over the blue line. Here comes Rampado, but it's taken away by Izzy Daniel. Rampado will continue her path to the bench, but it's picked off by Turnkova, who was unable to complete the pass, but Papineau was there supporting. Daniel shooting to the empty net, blocked by Turnkova again. 1:30 to go. Kaiser sends it up and into the offensive end. A race for the puck that is won by Dwyer, but no icing, poked free. Gilday and Wagner both now on the ice. 3 players in total spill down. Okay, RPI with possession in the offensive end. Here's Turnkova shooting through a screen. Saved by Bergman. Rebound gets blocked. Still loose in the crease. Picked up. Here's Papineau. She shoots it high. Picked up in the corner by Kaiser, who tried to fire from a sharp angle. That one will roll its way back out to center.
Papineau's got to put that on net.
Bit of a miscommunication during a line change, and the shot to the empty net rolls wide. Turnkova reverses for Kaiser. RPI was in the midst of a line change. The puck rolls its way past McCutcheon. Messier in her own end. Near side feed, flipped to the line, but kept in by Larson. Taylor Larson, near side pass, Papineau shooting through a screen, deflected up in the air. Gloved down by Van Gelder. She escaped from her own end, will shoot, or instead send it off the near side wall and take a bit of pressure off of her group. 20 seconds to go. RPI will get one more rush.
RPI shooting that puck high.
Kaiser tries to force it along. Now 10 seconds to go. Stolen away. Chan will flip it high up in the air with 3 seconds and 2, and the Big Red from Cornell will hang on and pick up a victory on the road. They sweep their opening weekend against Union and RPI after a 4-2 win yesterday. They hang on for a 2-1 victory here at the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI drops to 2-2 in conference play through their first 4 games. In a hard-fought defeat and 2 hard-fought defeats, both by a goal, here this weekend.
Well, good game. RPI trying to make a game of it, but just was a little too late getting some offense going from a team perspective. Cornell did a great job defending, clearing the forwards out in front of the net, and allowed their goaltender to see the shots, whether it was from the point or from the side. And Bergman played very, very well, only allowing 1 goal, but RPI's got to find a way to generate more offense earlier in the game.
The win in net, as Dan Fridgen mentioned, goes to Annalise Bergman. The freshman for this group improves to 4-0-1 through her first 5 career games, gives up a goal, makes 28 saves en route to victory. Amanda Rampado drops this one. 2 goals against, makes 32 saves in this one, but is the hard luck loser. With the win, Cornell moves to 6-0-1 through their first 7 games this season. They also move to 2-0 in conference play. RPI drops to 6-3-3. Overall, 2-2 in conference play. Well, that's going to do it here from the Houston Fieldhouse, both today and this weekend. Don't forget, this RPI team is back for another pair of home games coming up next weekend. They will host St. Lawrence on Friday night at 6 o'clock before turning around and hosting Clarkson as the North Country teams come here to the Capital Region. The game against Clarkson, 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Don't forget as well, the RPI men's hockey program will make their regular season debut right here at the Houston Fieldhouse as they will take on Union. It is blackout night coming up on Saturday, so 3 home games coming up. One more look at the goal from Izzy Daniel that ends up being the game winner, and that goal came shorthanded.
Well, yeah, she just did a great job pulling it to the middle, causes Rampado to shift over, and she left that top shelf open just above the blocker.
Then the Engineers were able to get 1 goal closer. The battle in front, it's the captain, Mara Wagner, with her first.
Well, they ended up getting the puck in the blue paint. They had a player in position to put it in. It was Wagner, just a little bit too late.
Wagner with the goal that came with just over 3 minutes to go in the third period. 16:55, Isabel Hardy, Ellie Kaiser the assist. That made it 2-1, but Cornell will hang on. Our next broadcast will be on Friday evening when this same women's hockey team takes on St. Lawrence. If you want to join us in the building, as a lot of folks did, a fantastic crowd here at the Houston Fieldhouse, rpiathletics.com for tickets and more information. But if you can't, Dan Fridgen and I will have the broadcast for you right back here on ESPN Plus beginning at 6 o'clock. For everybody working hard behind the scenes and for my broadcast partner, Dan Fridgen, Dan Ball saying thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your weekend. You've been watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN Plus.